Okay, we'll be studying point-slope form. An equation of a line can be written in point-slope form when given the coordinates of one known point on a line and the slope of that line. What that means is you need one point and the slope, and you're done. Okay, so this is going to be pretty straightforward for you. Point-slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. If you remember correctly, whenever we did slope, we did m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We had 2 points that we were dealing with, so we labeled them y2, x2, and y1, x1. In this one, we've only got a y1 and an x1 up there. That's because we're only dealing with one point. So the y here and this x will always remain y and x. You will not replace them with numbers, because the only numbers that you'll be replacing are the x1 and the y1. Okay? Also, the other thing to remember is it's always x minus and y minus, and we'll get into that in this next example. Write an equation in point-slope form for the line that passes through the point 3, negative 2, and has a slope of 1/4. Remember the formula. Remember the formula is y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. So we come over here and we see the y is negative 2, so we write y minus a minus 2 equals slope 1/4 times x minus 3. And of course, then you have to simplify that, and that becomes y plus 2 equals 1/4 times x minus 3. And that's using 1 point, 3, negative 2, and the slope of 1/4, we get this formula written in slope-intercept form. All right, now write an equation in point-slope form for the line that passes through negative 2, 1 with a slope of negative 6. Let's write the formula for you here. Y minus y1 equals m slope times x minus x1. Now you write it out this time. Pause the video, write it out this time, and see what you come up with, and then we'll compare it with what we get when we do it together. Okay, so we've got y minus, this is a 1, equals m, equals m, which is negative 6, times x minus, and this is what I do whenever I always write x minus, and then if this number is a minus also, I go x minus a minus 2, and we end up with a plus. Is that what you got? All right, now, if you're given the formula and you're told to graph it based upon the formula, this is what you do. You have to have slope and a point in order to be able to graph a line. So let's find out what is the slope of this line. The slope is right here. So we write slope is negative 2, and the point that we're dealing with, the x is over here, because remember it's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, so we're looking up here, and this says plus 4. Well, the only way you're going to get plus 4 is for it to be x minus, because remember it's x minus right here. So what can you put for x1 that will end up giving you a plus? That would be a minus 4. So the x is minus 4, and the y minus a positive 2. So our point is negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and positive 2, 1, 2. And our slope is negative 2, so that means we go down 2 and right 1. So that would be right here. And so we can draw a line. Oh, goodness gracious. How do I get rid of that? Here we go. We draw a line through the points. Okay? I know that looks horrible, but that's the best I could do with this limited ability that I have artistically. All right, graph y plus 3 equals negative x plus 2. Let's write the formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Remember, I pointed with my finger. Remember, it's y minus and x minus. You do this one, pause the video, and get back with me. Okay, so we've got y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Always want to make sure you get that x first. So the x is a plus 2. So that means that we had a minus 2 that we put in there. So minus 2. And up here we've got a plus 3. So that means we put a minus 3 in there. And the slope is, well, what is the slope? All you see is a negative there. A negative what? In multiplication, whenever there's nothing there, that means there's a 1 there. So that means that's negative 1 is your slope. So now we can come over here and graph. We go to negative 2, negative 3. And our slope is negative 1, so that means we go down 1 and right 1. And we can draw our line. And we've got our slope. We've got our line. All right, now we're going to be changing between the two formats. We've got slope-intercept form. We've got point-slope form, and we're going to be writing it in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form was y equals mx plus b. Well, over here we've got y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We want it to look like this. So what we have to do is we have to go ahead and simplify this first by distributing this multiplication here. So we write y plus 3 equals negative 1 times x gives us negative x. Negative 1 times positive 2 gives us negative 2. Remember, we want it to say y equals. So that means we've got to get rid of this plus 3. So we go minus 3, minus 3. And we get y is equal to negative x minus 5. So this is the slope-intercept form of this line written in point-slope form. If you graph them, you get the same exact line. All right, your turn. Remember, your slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m slope times x minus x1. All right, so remember to start out by distributing the multiplication first and then simplify the problem into the slope-intercept form. Pause the video and then get back with me. Okay, so we've got y minus y1, y minus 7 equals 5 times x plus 5 times 4. Now we need to get rid of this 7, so we go plus 7 and plus 7. That gives us y equals 5x plus 27. Not so bad, is it? I hope that you got that too.